James Gunn just did an interview in Rolling Stone, and I believe we have notes for that story.
He said so much. He said
a lot, and some of it, I believe he's taken little gentle pot shots at Marvel with good reason. And here is the, I guess they're doing this thing with like, what is this? I have to refresh this. This is the cover of this article. What is this? I'm going to refresh it because it gives you like, it's James Gunn on a couch. He picks up a Superman book. And this is the article from rollingstone.com. Superman director James Gunn, you don't want everyone to root for you. DC Studios co-CEO goes deep on his high-stakes take on Man of Steel, the future of his new DC universe, and how getting fired helped him feel loved. If you would, with the story, Badger.
Yeah, okay. James Gunn's role and vision at DC Studios. This is he said a lot. Gunn is launching a new DC universe, the DCU, with the goal of revitalizing iconic heroes like Superman, Supergirl, and Batman, aiming to rival Marvel's now wobbly dominance. Superman, releasing July 11th, is the DCU's first feature and sets the tone for everything to follow. Gunn describes the project as deeply personal. So he talked about filmmaking philosophy and personal growth. Script first rule. Gunn is adamant about never starting production without a locked script. We just killed the project. Everybody wanted to make the movie. The screenplay wasn't ready. The number one reason the film industry is in trouble is because people are making movies without a finished screenplay. Cracking Superman through Crypto. The key creative breakthrough for Gunn was Crypto the Superdog, based on his own adopted dog. The beginning of the movie is the first thing I wrote, with Crypto coming to Superman in the snow. That really was about the tone. Crypto is less weird than Rocket Raccoon, Gunn argues. Rocket made the world ready for Crypto. Crypto is simply a superpowered dog, a poorly behaved one, which is what my dog is. He talks about dialogue and tone evolution. Gunn's Superman is more grounded and less jokey than his Marvel work. I have long talking scenes in Guardians, but they are stuffed with jokes. That's not the case here. Gunn is embracing vulnerability in human conversation. It's about two characters and the different ways they see the world and morality. Gunn admitting that he previously relied on humor as a safety net. Horror and comedy are comforting because if they're working, the audience is reacting constantly. Also talks about leadership style and working with actors. Gunn has become known for helping actors stop overperforming. I'm like, stop. You don't need to juggle. Just be present. Show that natural vulnerability. Do you want to pause? He goes on to talk about Batman.
Is there more? But okay, sorry. Go ahead, Badger.
Oh, he goes on to talk about Batman and Wonder Woman. Batman is the toughest challenge. He wants a clear reason for Batman to exist. He can't just be, we're making a Batman movie because Batman's the biggest character. This is important. I'm not interested in a funny, campy Batman. He's working with the writer of The Brave and the Bold, DC's upcoming Batman reboot. Talking about Wonder Woman is easier because she's been interpreted less often. Every single Batman story has been told. That much material can make him boring. And he goes on a little bit more. He talks about the future of Matt Reeves. There's a little bit of shade here. He says, we don't have a script. Matt's slow. Let him take his time. Let him do what he's doing. God, people are mean. And then with Supergirl, they've changed the name. It is just Supergirl now. Greg Giuseppe has been such a great partner. It's looking amazing. Lanterns and Clayface, both scripts are completed and received Gunn's enthusiastic approval. So fucking good. Repeated praise for their screenplays. And then lastly, the big picture view on the DCU. Gunn rejects the idea that Superman has to carry the whole DCU. Fucking Iron Man wasn't the be-all and end-all. It wasn't Avatar. This is a direct quote. His focus is on character first. We want to make a movie that people love, that they feel connected to the characters. You see Superman as one piece of the larger mosaic. It's just this one movie, it's not everything. And he did say in another one that all he has to do is make his budget back, but I think we know how much that budget was. So good luck.
Well, I'll say this. There are two quotes that I think stand out. One is I think this was from another article that he said that he keeps repeating the scripts have to be done. He must have had experiences when he was at Marvel where scripts were not done and movies proceeded anyways. That happens all the time. That's not a Marvel issue. That's a Hollywood issue.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, he mentioned that you should be able to dip in and out, that you dip in, you see the story. You don't have to be beholden to seeing everything or knowing every single thing.
It's not homework.
It's not homework. So any thoughts on this article from Rolling Stone and Superman?
Well, Marvel has notoriously started filming without the scripts being finished, because I think like it was Michael Douglas who said that Ant-Man Quantumania, they were writing the script as they were filming it. So yeah, Marvel has done that before. So
well, Iron Man was exactly that as well. The first Iron Man movie.
True.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, him wanting the scripts like done before filming, perfect. That's the way to go. That way they can fix it before they, start throwing money at it. But I still think that like, give me more James Gunn. Like,
I actually dig everything he said, man. I look, I don't even hide that I'm a James Gunn fan. I think that he's a great director. I trust his vision, and I trust the fact that he at least knows the goddamn characters, right? I do trust in that. I love what he said about Batman, because I've said the same thing. I think that Batman has been just overdone at this point. I don't think we need any more Batman for a while. I think let other characters shine. I love Batman, but I just don't think there's anything new anyone's going to bring to the table right now that's going to help the Batman franchise. It's stuck in this weird limbo with Matt Reeves, which I hope they just. Honestly, I hope they scrap the Matt Reeves Batman too.
I don't want.
He keeps saying they're not. He said
I really
in
hope
that
they do.
one.
But I think he's right, though. I think that at the end of the day, man, we just need to we need to like Superman. We need to like this Superman. If he gets that one thing right, that we like this guy, that's it. He won. If we like Superman, he won.
Mm-hmm. I like that what he did say about Batman. He did say that we can't bring him in just because he's popular. There needs to be a reason to bring him in, because we saw that with Batman v Superman. They wanted to like really rush that story. They didn't want Batman to have his own movie, and then it like lead into Batman v Superman. They wanted to just rush it, so they just brought him in right away, and that went poorly for Warner Brothers. So him not bringing in Batman right away, I'm not too upset about it. I do hope that Matt Reeves turns in a script and we're able to finish off the Robert Pattinson's Batman. At least one more movie, because Penguin was so good.
He's going to be
slow on a third one.
I want to see more from that.
He is different though, and James, it's not in that quote, but it was in another one where he said because there's a need for him in the DCU, talking about Batman. He goes, and a need he's not exactly the same as Matt's Batman. So they're supposed to be two Batman at the polar ends rather of their Pattinson's only in the first couple of years.
Could you fold Pattinson's Batman into? You don't think
the
so?
Universes are already completely different.
Yeah,
but there is
Completely
a
different.
reference
To what?
There is a reference to the Pattinson the Batman movie in Superman. It's very small on one of the screens of the TVs during the news. They talk about the Gotham flood.
Did you say the Gotham flood?
Locked in.
Just say
Can't
flooding?
change it.
I'm just saying, I think Gunn is leaving it open that he could fold it in. I think Pattinson might be good with David Cornsweet.
Oh, you could have Pattinson, but I don't think they're universes, especially with the Penguin, which is not,
the way the tone of Gotham versus the tone of Metropolis is very different in terms of how do you combine those two stories?
Well, they've always been very different.
Yeah, but how do you combine those two stories together?
One is different fantastical, where you can imagine the Justice League showing up, and then the other one is like real world gritty.
Yeah, Gotham's so bad.
Like Matt Reeves, you can't imagine like a kaiju stomping through the world of a Matt Reeves Batman.
Or Gotham City is so bad, superheroes don't want to go to it.
Well, Batman tells them
Like
to F off at my
Detroit.
city.
I mean,
he does do that.
even
but-
the Penguin show was different than the Matt Reeves Batman. I mean, if we're going
Yeah.
to put it like that, I mean, it's
Yeah.
they need to have just kind of one tone, or at least a kind of a universal tone.
He
for the
has
most
to do
part.
Batman though. Here's why: because every other thing he's decided to do hinges on the Bat family existing. Teen Titans, all these. So he has to show
Yeah.
his Batman, and then he
Sure,
can-
at some
you know.
point, he doesn't have to do it right away though.